Hi everyone, and welcome to this kind of special Monsters of Film special episode. And you might wonder, what is Monsters of Film if you've never been there or read about them or heard anything? Oh, and my cat is digging through a a box of some sorts. But yeah, Monsters of Film is a horror film festival that I've been going to since I don't know, 12 years, 13 years, something like that. Like it's been a while. And this weekend they are having their first ever kind of spring edition. So a shorter version of the longer festival that is usually around September, October each year. And I myself have actually showed two of my movies there. So the feature film, because they used to have a Women in Horror special every February or March, and I showed my feature film Saria Wounded there. But now they have replaced that with the spring edition. So we get something in the spring, we get something in the fall. So that's nice. And I also showed on another Women in Horror event there, my short film Creature Killer, which is available on my YouTube, so you can watch my short film Creature Killer if you want to. It is here, just search for it. But yeah, so I am very excited about watching the movies. I will be reviewing 3 of them. So Stopmotion, The Well, and Krazy House. Yeah, so here we have like a pamphlet with some information. Yeah. And there's some information about the prices and where to see them, schedule. Yeah, very, very cool. So I'm watching it with my friends, of course, Andres, Yuki, David, Martin, his girlfriend. And yeah, it's really nice. And also, I have a friend called Jasmine. You might have seen her on my channel sometime. And we also used to have the Bitches of Horror channel. Yeah, but we're not active there anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, but she plays taiko, which are these Japanese drums. And she's actually performing this weekend at Kungsträdgården in Sweden with the taiko. So hopefully I will manage to be able to watch that. I have a busy schedule, but I'm planning on watching it, and hopefully maybe there will be a clip or 2 of her drumming away. Yeah. So if you see that and you're like, what is that? Now you know. Now you know. But yeah, I will of course show you some clips from the festival and just from my life in general. Because yeah, I've been getting a lot of positive response from you whenever I do a get ready with me and show you things that happen outside my house, outside my home, show my friends what we do. So I will try to keep those things and show you those things whenever I can. I mean, obviously not every review, but yeah, some reviews, definitely. But yeah, we'll see you at the festival. Yay! Going to see The Well. We're super excited. Hope to see a lot of gore, a lot of blood.
Oh, a lot of bodies hit the floor.
Let the bodies
hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor.
bara säga, jag spelar...
Jag är ungefär, jag vet inte om jag...
Andra raden.
Andra.
Man behöver inga tidigare danskunskaper.
Just det, det är viktigt. Inga förkunskaper. Ja, men, och attiraljer ledning av Maki Kobayashi. De har inspirerats av den rika traditionen av taiko-musiken som flödar. Det här är så.
So much culture. No, but this was the coolest. Why are you laughing, bro?
We just saw an octopus there. Octopusy.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, bro!
Crazy
House.
Man kollar på den här. Kan man behålla glaset?
Loaded fries.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, bro!
Ni har tydligen wifi-lösenord tid så att...
Så du har varit här? Apparently. True professional.
Min mat är klar hämtas. Va? Hej då på er. Är min mat svårast? Men vad? Du får tänka på att jag är lite indie.
Det vet jag.
Fick ingen bricka? Jaha. Nej, min mat.
Tack så mycket!
So, yeah, let's get this Monsters of Film episode started. Yes. And also Monsters of Film is also known as Stockholm International Fantastic Film Festival. Yeah. Yes. So the first movie that I'm going to be reviewing is Stopmotion. Stopmotion for 2023 is directed by Robert Morgan. It's starring Aisling Franciosi, Stella Gonet, Tom York, and Therica Wilson-Reed. This one we have this girl Ella. She is working as a stop-motion animator, and she's working together with her really kind of controlling mom. So I mean, she loves her work, but she just feels very stressed about animating her mother's, you know, story and film and idea, and the mom is very like, no, like that, no, like that, no, and she feels very stressed, and you know, she wants to do something that is completely her own story, her own idea, her own film, not someone else's film. But you know, and her mother is also kind of sick, so she agrees to do the film, and they are trying to work hard and quickly before the mom passes. But unfortunately, the mom passes. But after she does, Ella, she kind of struggles with a few things that are kind of coming out after her mom's passing. So yeah, I kind of saw the trailer for this, and you know, it looked like a movie that I would find very enjoyable. And you know, I love, you know, the stop motion work. I tried to incorporate this stop motion work in my own Bunny Manslaughter upcoming film, but it's not, you know, it's a really crude and rough stop motion. But it's meant to be fun, really funny looking in my film. So you know, it's not meant to look good or perfect, meant to look really weird and funny. Remember that when you see that film. I've always been very impressed with stop motion ever since I first laid my eyes on A Nightmare Before Christmas. I was fascinated. I watched every, you know, behind the scenes on that film, and I was just so fascinated by the entire stop motion world, like how you could create these characters and form life in them, but also how tedious the work is and how long it takes, and how you gotta have a lot of patience, basically. So I've always been very impressed by people who manages to do stop motion and works with that. Yeah, I have to say that the stop motion things in this film looked so good, and it, you know, she kind of creates this little morbid tale of her own. She meets this kind of girl, this child, who kind of helps her with coming up with the story. She has, you know, a good solid imaginary. She kind of comes up with solutions to things and how to improve on her story. And in this film, they kind of use, like, they come up with using real meat on the puppets. And this is actually a technique which the amazing stop motion animator Jan Svankmajer used to incorporate in his movies. Yeah, he used real meat. So that is not like something that they just came up with for this film. That is an actual technique that is used. So I think it kind of adds some sort of realism to the stop motionness, which kind of feels, you know, I wouldn't say not real, but we know it's kind of stop motion. It is a totally different world, but with the use of real meat, it kind of adds a kind of humanistic real layer to the characters and the puppets used in stop motion. So I think adding that to, you know, to incorporate that in this particular story was a really fun detail. And also just seeing the kind of different people that Ella surrounds herself with, the kind of chemistry and the kind of relationship she has with them, and how that is affected by her mother passing, her making her own story, coming up with this own stop motion story that kind of slowly but creepily kind of takes over her world. Yeah, just watching Ella's character become more and more kind of just obsessed and not really, just kind of having a hard time separating this stop motion from the non-stop motion, so to speak. Yeah, without giving away too much. But I really like the way that they build up the story. The script was very good. I think the script was good and unique. in my opinion. It is definitely very, very, very memorable, especially the kind of unique relationship between this Ella, the animator, and the little child. That was quite very interesting. Like whenever they were in a scene together, it became a lot more interesting, kind of intense, because you didn't really know what that child would come up with or what story they would make up next. Because it was basically the child telling a story. She was like, I have this interesting story, and then she told like the first line or anything, and I was like, well, you know, okay, but and then what makes it so special? Yeah, and she came up with stuff that made the story very, very special and just very interesting to watch. Just how everything kind of escalates and how it culminates until this kind of final climax, and how they wrap it up is very good in my opinion. Like the ending was so good, like when everything was just turned to the max and just yeah, that was really good in my opinion. I just loved how everything escalated, and we got some good gore, which I really, really appreciated and liked. So yeah, if you like blood and you have something to look forward to. If you do really like, you know, this watching stop motion techniques mixed together with a regular film, because I do love the mix between the stop motion world and the regular world, and everything in between, just how she kind of teaches the child how to use stop motion. And yeah, you can really tell that she's very passionate about her stop motion work, and that, you know, that is what she loves to do. It really comes through, shines through. So that was really, really fun that they mixed these two worlds together. I love the look of the puppets, as I said. Even before they added the meat to it, I really loved the look of even the film that they were creating, her together with her mom, that they were creating. It looked very interesting. The puppets looked very interesting as well. Yeah, there was some uniqueness to their look. And then, you know, the story that Child and Ella was creating, that looked very, very cool. I would have loved to see an entire film just with that story. So that means that whatever they did was working really, really well. Oh, okay. So how many stop motion real meat puppets will this one get? I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Yeah. Okay, so 9 out of 10. We're off to a very strong start for this Monsters of Film special episode. So yeah, let's move on to the next one. Yeah, hi everyone. So moving on to review number 2 in this fantastic Monsters of Film special episode. And as you might see, that there's a new poster on the wall. Yeah, so I recorded first review before I got this poster, and I just got home from the last film of the festival and I got a poster. So yeah, that's super nice, and I hope you've been enjoying the special little clips, videos I showed you from the festival and from the events at Kungsträdgården earlier. Yes, but yeah, let's move on to the second film. If you heard, that was my cat. So the second film is called The Well. It's from 2023. It's directed by Federico Zampaglione. It's starring Lauren Lavera, Claudio Newton, Brezzi, Yassine Fodel, and Pepe Fonzo, Gianluigi Galvani, and Claudia Guerini. So yeah, a lot of Italian names in this one. And you might recognize the name Lauren Lavera. She's the main character from Terrifier 2, one of my favorite movies ever. Yeah, I love the Terrifier movies. Guilty as charged. But yeah, she's the main character in this one. So, the plot. She plays this girl, Lisa. She is on her way to restore a painting. Yes, she works as a painting restorer, because her father was a very well-known restorer himself. And she has been hired to go to Italy, to Zambucci, however you pronounce that town, that is where she's going. So she's on this bus. She meets 3 tourists, or 2 Americans and then 1 Italian tourist guide. On their way, they connect, they bond, they talk a lot, but they have to unfortunately go their separate ways because she's going to this kind of mansion, and they are I think microbiologists or biologists. They are doing something, so they are out camping in the woods, and they go their like separate ways. Yeah. So while she's working on this painting, she suddenly like gets these nightmares. She feels very frightened, and she just knows that something is not right with this painting. I kind of knew nothing about the well except one thing, that it was supposed to be gory. So that is why I wanted to see this film, and of course I wanted to see Lauren Lavera because I really love her. Loved her in Terrifier 2. And I think she has a real future in horror movies, especially these gore movies. Yeah, gore movies. Yeah. And so I was, ready for a gore fest, so to speak. The director, Federico, he's done like Tulpa and like movies in the torture porn subgenre. I can't pronounce the word because YouTube, but if you replace the C with the P, you will understand what I mean. But yeah, so I was very, very excited, looking forward to know all the gore, to Lauren, to see what this movie was all about. To say that I do really, really love Lauren in this one. I think she did an amazing job. I think she has a real potential, like a future, like a scream queen, like someone that really stands out in the horror genre. I really do. I think she was amazing in this one. Like just her expressions, especially her kind of reactions to feeling pain, amazing. Like that was what I was reacting to the most. So I was really impressed by her in this one, like 100%. She was definitely my favorite in this one. I couldn't like keep my eyes off of her. She was just mesmerizing. Also, I really like the like cinematography. Like I told you, there were like 3 people who were like camping in the woods that Lisa, the character Lisa, met earlier. And the cinematography at night, a bit foggy. It looked like, this kind of cozy, so to speak, slasher movie. Very cozy, like from the 80s. It looked very, yeah, I really liked the cinematography in that one. And the cinematography overall was really good in this one. We had the old mansion, the atmosphere was really good. And of course, I have to, talk about the gore. Honestly, I was expecting even more gore, but it's always nice to see like a modern take on tortured porn, because that is something that we don't really see a lot of these days. Like tortured porn had, its peak with the Saw and Hostel movies and other like lesser known movies like Captivity during that era, but it's always nice to see like a modern torture porn pop up like here and there. And I think The Well did a good job in covering that, because I feel it's been missing. Like that is a subgenre that is not like talked about a lot these days, or done a lot, shown a lot these days. So yeah, I think The Well is like the perfect movie to kind of fit that missing slot. And I just love the SFX. They were really good. Like the gore we got looked really good. Especially in one scene, we got an eye gouging that looked really good. Yeah, it looked really well. And also there was like tearing of flesh, which just, it was prolonged, but it looked so good. Like all of the like SFX scenes, they were kind of like prolonged, which is really good, because it felt more realistic. So yeah, and I kind of felt the anguish with these people that kind of got, because there's a side story. There are like side stories which kind of intertwine, which I really liked, but they were like kind of captured, and they're like picked up one by one, and you can feel the anguish and just the torture within themselves, knowing that, okay, the next time this happens, I might die really violently and brutal. And so, I mean, that was very intense. Yeah, so I really liked that aspect of the film. I really liked that it felt like two different worlds, and then we kind of saw how they intertwined. So I think the script was also kind of interesting, but I have to say, like, the script just kind of lost me at the very, very end. I mean, it is a kind of a very torture core fitting end if you think about the Hostel movies and other movies in that subgenre at the time. So I mean, the script kind of fits that, but it kind of lost me. If it had just ended like before or just done something else, this movie would have been even better. But I can't complain too much. I got a nice modern torture corn story, which is, you know, yeah, I can't ask for anything more. The setting is beautiful. I really like the mix of the stories. Lauren is amazing. SFX is amazing. Just I wish we had even more. Like, I wish we had like just a gore fest. Yeah, just non-stop gore fest, maybe from the second half. But as I said, the gore that we did get looked really good. So yeah, that was really good. And also I kind of like the whole mysterious things and the backstory of the painting, which was really like exciting, and just, you know, uncovering all the puzzle pieces. That was so much fun to get to know. And also just the painting itself, it looked really cool. So yeah, really happy to have seen this film at the Monsters of Film Festival. And you know, if you really like gore, you like Lauren Lavera, if you like, you know, your torture corn subgenre, then, you know, I recommend this one for sure. Oh, what will this get from me? I'm giving this one an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10, another good film. I mean, 2 out of 3 movies are already really good. So, I mean, let's just move on to the third one. Yeah. Okay, moving on to the third and final review in this Monsters of Film special episode. So, the third film is a very weird film. It's called Krazy House. It's from 2024. It's directed by Stefan Hars and Flip van der Kuil. It's starring Alicia Silverstone, Nick Frost, Kevin Connolly, Kate Jansen, and Jan Biovet. Yes, I mean, how do you even describe this film? So we have this family. This film kind of plays out like a sitcom. Yeah, think of a, you know, American 19th sitcom. So we have the Christians. I mean, the last name are Christians, but they are also Christian. They are very religious, or the father is very religious. So we have the Christians. Bernie is the father, Nick Frost, and the mom, Eva, but is played by Alicia Silverstone. So they are in this sitcom with an audience, just, you know, living out their lives. The father, Bernie, is very religious, brings up Jesus all the time, and the Lord. And so when we see them, it happens to be a Sunday. You know, it's Holy Sunday. You don't work on Sundays. You don't do anything because it's, you know, it's the day to rest. But they suddenly get to know. They get a knock on the door. You know, someone knocks on their door, rings on the doorbell, and they open up, and there are, you know, these 3 Russian guys standing. One is the older father, and then 2 sons. So we have the father Pyotr, and then the sons Dmitry and Igor. And they are like handyman, because and they're like, you know, if you ever need anything to be done in your house or advice or something, call us. You know, call us. We'll do it. We'll do it. You know. And it just so happens that Bernie needs something to be done. So he calls these 3 Russian guys over, and they start work on their kitchen, start to try and fix it, but they are just destroying their building. And then we have a standoff, you know, between the Christians and the Russians. Yeah. So, I mean, if you thought that plot was crazy, then, you know, it's Krazy House. Krazy House. Yeah, that is the theme song. But yeah, I mean, this movie, I mean, the script, most certainly unique. Very, very crazy. Just, you never know what's gonna happen. I mean, the whole sitcom gig is right up my alley. I mean, I was laughing all the time. There are just so many fun details. They're making fun of all these sitcoms, and it made me think of this short film called Too Many Cooks, which is also kind of a satire on the whole sitcom thing, which is on, I think it's on YouTube. Search for Too Many Cooks. I mean, we'll even link it in the description box below, because that is an amazing kind of satire sitcom thing, which is also, you know, something, it's a sitcom, but it goes out of hand, like in this one. And I mean, it's just such a brilliant idea, brilliant story. The whole VHS format is also, you know, working for me, because you know me, I love that. That is the cherry on the cake on top of the ice cream cake, maybe? And every actor just really fun, really did an amazing job. You can see that they had a lot of fun with their characters, and it's fun to see Alicia Silverstone and of course Nick Frost. I mean, he really shows an amazing range and diversity in this role. And it was just fun watching him and like the whole family. I just love something that starts out as quite mundane, it's quite, you know, okay, we know what this is, and just, you know, escalate into something dark and disturbing and really like, what? This is where this went? And I just had so much fun watching it. There were so many brilliant kind of just details and movie angles, and also dialogue between the characters. And as I said, it gets darker and darker and darker, and they even play with the audience a bit, and that was also fun. I mean, yeah, I just had such a good time watching this. There were a lot of moments where I was like, what is even going on? I love feeling that. I wanna always think, what is going on? Not just in my real life. Whenever I see a movie, I want to be like, what is going on? Yeah, I have enough of that in my real life. Sarah, cut that out, okay? Yeah, don't keep that. But yeah, I mean, just the theme song, the way it's filmed and edited, I mean, it's genius. It's hilarious. And the gore is really funny. The blood is, you know, spraying, and you know, the script just gets crazier and crazier, and it's a perfect title for the film, Krazy House. So I mean, if you're consider watching this one, or if you get a chance to watch this one, I mean, please do. It's worth it. But I can also understand if this humor is not up your alley at all. Like, I can totally understand why someone would be really put off by this one. There are a lot of like Jesus Christ jokes. Jesus Christ even appears in this film himself. And I can understand why maybe someone would be put off by some of the jokes and humor in this one. But yeah, as I said, this is right up my alley. I really love this type of humor. Everything just kind of worked for me. The whole 19s vibe, the whole VHS vibe, sitcom vibe when you're kind of making fun of it. I just love that so much. So yeah, let's see. What grade will this one get from me? I'm giving this one a 9 out of 10. Yeah. So a 9 out of 10, amazing. I mean, this episode couldn't have gone any better. I think I picked the 3 best films probably to talk about in this entire film festival. Yeah. So yeah, if you're ever in Sweden or in Stockholm during the time when the big festival is playing in fall, or the smaller festival in autumn, I mean, come by, watch the festival. It's really fun. and you get to see a lot of amazing movies, meet amazing people, and I always have a really good time. Of course, we'll link their website in the description box below, their Instagram, so you can, keep up with everything they will be coming up with. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching this episode, and if you've seen any of the movies, please let me know in the comments below what you think of them. And also, if you went to the festival, let me know if you did, and let me know which movies you saw and what you thought about them. Don't forget to like this episode, and you can also comment a little demon. Just let me know you've been watching all the way until the very end. And don't forget to subscribe. Please do so. I see you subscribing, I see your engagement, and I'm so happy, love you all, and thank you so much. And yeah, can't wait to see you next time. Bye. Crazy.